Hi children, how are you? I hope you are keeping fine and safe at home. We were discussing the chemical properties of metals and non-metals in the last class. In this session, we are going to discuss another chemical properties of metals and non-metals. That is reaction with water. Let us see how metals and non-metals react with water. Let us do an activity. Activity 4.5. Take a 250 ml beaker, fill half of it with water and carefully cut a small piece of sodium metal, dry it using filter paper and wrap it in a small piece of cotton. Put the sodium piece wrapped with the cotton into a beaker and observe carefully. What can you see? That is, sodium is a very reactive metal. Hence, it reacts vigorously with oxygen and with water. During this reaction, a lot of heat is generated and it causes fire. Hence, by this activity, we can see burning of that cotton. Fire can be seen during this activity. Why? Because sodium is a reactive metal. Hence, it reacts vigorously with oxygen and water. And the reaction of sodium with water liberates a lot of heat energy. And this heat is responsible for the fire produced here. And therefore, we are always keep sodium metal in kerosene oil because of its high reactivity. Okay, so sodium metal is always kept in kerosene oil. Why? Because of its high reactivity. And see, some other metals are not like sodium. We know that iron is a metal. Will react very vigorously like sodium when exposed in air or when kept in water? No. They will take weeks or months to react. So, let us conclude that metals reacts with oxygen or water. But the rate of their reaction is not equal for all the metals. Some are highly reactive and some others are less reactive. Okay, you will study more about this topic in your higher classes. Okay, students? Yes. Then, what about non-metals? Generally, non-metals do not react with water, though they may be very reactive in air. Such non-metals are stored in water. For example, phosphorus. Phosphorus is a very reactive non-metal and it catches fire when exposed to air. So to prevent the contact of phosphorus with atmospheric oxygen, it is always stored in water. Sodium always keep in kerosene oil. It is highly reactive with the water. But phosphorus is highly reactive with the air. Hence it is keep in water. Okay? Yes. Next one. Reaction with acids. In order to study how metals and non-metals reacts with acids, here's an activity is given. Activity 4.6. Take samples of metals and non-metals like magnesium, aluminium, iron, copper, charcoal and sulfur. Label them as A, B, C, D, E, F, etc. And with the help of a dropper, add 5 ml of dilute HCl, hydrochloric acid, to each test tube one by one. And observe the reactions carefully. If no reaction occurs in the cold solution, let us warm the test tube gently. And by bringing a burning matchstick near the mouth of each test tube, what can you see? See, when magnesium ribbon reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, when magnesium ribbon reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, a gas is evolved from the test tube, and while bringing a burning candle or burning matchstick at the mouth of the test tube, what can we see? There will be a pop sound. Because the reaction between magnesium and hydrochloric acid takes place and produces hydrogen gas. So the presence of hydrogen gas is the pop sound. Okay? Yes. Then what about sulfuric acid? Here also, magnesium, when react with dilute hydrochloric acid or dilute sulfuric acid, it will produce hydrogen gas along with a salt. And second one, aluminium also, iron also. Copper does not react with the dilute hydrochloric acid in the cold or even in the warm condition, but it will react with the sulfuric acid. Okay? Yes. Then what about charcoal and sulfur? Charcoal and sulfur, as we know, they are non-metals. So non-metals generally do not react with acids, but metals reacts with the acids and produce hydrogen gas, and that burns with a pop sound. Okay? So copper does not react with the dilute hydrochloric acid even on heating, but it reacts with the dilute sulfuric acid. Then what about the reaction of metals or non-metals with the bases? Third reaction. discuss the reactions of metals and non-metals with the bases. Here one activity is given, activity 4.7. Prepare a fresh solution of sodium hydroxide in a test tube by dissolving 3 or 4 pellets of sodium hydroxide in a 5 ml of water. Then drop a piece of aluminium foil into it. Bring a burning matchstick near the mouth of the test tube and observe carefully. Here also, when a base NaOH reacts with the metal, like that acids, bases will also produce hydrogen gas, and therefore we can see a pop sound while bringing a burning matchstick at the mouth of the test tube. So metals reacts with the sodium hydroxide to produce hydrogen gas. And the reaction of non-metals with bases are somewhat complex, and that you will study in your higher classes. Okay, so let's conclude by rewinding the topics. Can you say the main topics that we discussed today are: first one, reaction with the water. Sodium is a highly reactive metal, hence it is always kept in kerosene oil. Then phosphorus is highly reactive non-metal, hence it is kept under water. Then reaction with of acids with the metals and non-metals. When metals reacts with the acids, gives some salt along with the hydrogen gas, and the presence of hydrogen gas can be detected by bringing a burning matchstick. Okay? Yes. Then non-metals generally do not react with the acids. Then third one, reaction with the bases. Bases generally reacts with the metals. Which base? Sodium hydroxide. React with metals to produce hydrogen gas. Here also the presence can be detected by bringing a matchstick. Then it will burn with a pop sound. Then reaction of non-metals with bases are complex one. Okay students, thank you.